This is a rapid fire style video on how we set up sound for this church from scratch every weekend, and the whole process takes less than 2 hours. Now this church uses a school hall, so none of the equipment lives here. Basically we have to set everything up from scratch on Saturday evening for choir rehearsal and then have to tear everything back down on Sunday after the service. The band uses in-ear monitors, and then the vocals and the pastor, they use stage monitors, and we've got of course our front of house speakers and subwoofers, and we've got the broadcast mix as well. Now the brain of this system, all of our processing and the IOs, inputs and outputs, lives in this rack, and that makes the whole process very easy and very efficient. And then going through the rack from top to bottom, we've got our mixing console, which is the Allen & Heath SQ5. That lives here at the side of the stage, so we have to use the iPad app to mix front of house. Underneath that, we've got our wireless microphone receivers, all 7 of them. We've got the DBX drive rack PA2 for loudspeaker management, and then that gets fed into 2 power amplifiers, which handles our top speakers and our subwoofers. Now at the back of the rack, we've got our IOs, so we've got local inputs for the mixing console. That gives us 16 inputs and 12 outputs. We've got the Behringer 8-channel active DI box, so that we connect all of our stereo keyboards to our tracks, our music playback devices, acoustic guitar when we use it, connect it to that. And we've got extra IO in terms of the ARO 2412 Allen & Heath stage box that offers us an extra 24 inputs and 12 outputs. We've got this much IOs because we do lots of stereo inputs, and then all of our mixes, in ears, broadcast mix and main mix, they are all stereo mixes. Now the subwoofers are on caster wheels for easy mobilities. The tops and the subs are passive, so that helps us because we just need the speaker cables for connection. And because we use only 2 point source speakers as our main speakers, we use heavy duty speaker stands with them. This allows us to be able to get them very high for better coverage. Now the band, these are some of my favorite people to work with. They are generally responsible for setting up their own equipment or instruments, and sometimes connecting up their own inputs. So we get to set their in-ear monitors and talk back. I get to sort that first, and they can begin their rehearsals while I get to finish the rest of the setup. One, two. Yep, just to show how I've set up the console and my inputs and everything. Yes, I'll probably just switch to the iPad because it's very easy for me to record my screen and show you guys what I'm doing. So just do like a brief screen record and show you how this console has been set up. Here we go. So yeah, all of this is connected using a LAN to the SQ mixpad, which is the app that controls the mixer, SQ5. I'll basically connect now. So the way I've set this console up, basically these are inputs. We've got kick, snare, just kick, snare top, snare bottom, tom 1, 2. We're not using a snare bottom at the moment, so as you can see, that's all fader is all down. We've got our floor tom and our overhead. Something I like about the SQ mixer, which is similar to how the Behringer wing I also use, is being set up, is that each of the channels can be, each fader can be a mono or a stereo channel. So basically what you've got here is the overhead has got 1 fader, even though it's left and right, so it's a stereo channel that is works with 1 fader, which is really good and convenient. We've got talking drum and a bunch of other instruments, keys 1, keys 2. The loop basically is the tracks, e-guitar and acoustic guitar, and then we've got a bunch of vocal microphones and a few other inputs. Then for the mix, I've got 4 subgroups, 1 for the drum, a drum parallel subgroup, a band bus which all the musicians other than except the drums are routed to, and then a vocal bus that takes care of the lead vocal and the backing vocals. The pastor sends to the main. So basically the way this is set up is that all of the inputs, the drums goes through the drum buses before it goes to the main output. The band goes through the band buses before they go to the main output and not sent directly to the main output. And then the vocals go through the vocal bus before it gets to the main output. With this I can do bus compression and a few bus processing before it goes to the main output. I find working this way a little bit quite convenient anyway. And yes, the pastors and the ministers, like the preacher's microphone, they get straight to the main output. I don't pass them through buses because I've got just 4 buses here. The SQ5 has 12 buses or 12 mixes, auxiliaries in some mixing console, and then of the 12 you can configure how many you want as subgroups and how many you want as mixes, auxiliary mixes for stage monitors or in-ears. So I've used 4 as my subgroups, and which is why I've got the drum bus, drum parallel, a band bus and a vocal bus, and the preacher's mic goes straight to main. And then after the 4 groups, we've got auxiliary aux1. These are in-ear monitors for the band. So we've got 3 musicians here, the drummer, the bass guitar, and the keys. So we've got in-ear monitor mixes for them. So if I, all the way to the left, if I select aux1, go to my input from the left rather, and all the way to the right, if I select aux1, so this becomes sense on fader for the drummer's mix. aux2 becomes sense on fader for the bass guitar player mix, and aux3 becomes sense on fader for the keys player mix. So let me go back to the main left mix, and then if I go to my mix again where I was, we've got 3 in-ear mixes for the musicians. aux4 and 5 and 6 are not currently being used. aux7, although it's low at the moment, but aux7 is the stage monitors. All of the stage monitors mix them through one auxiliary because I sent basically one exact mix to them all. And then aux8 is a broadcast mix. So all of my mixes are sent to broadcast for live streaming, although this church currently do not live stream, but they record all of the services and upload them later on to the internet, to YouTube, social media. So we've got my broadcast mix. When they eventually start live streaming, they also live stream off of the broadcast mix. Then of course our main left and right, we've got 3 matrices. The first matrix is the PA, which the main left and right gets sent to the PA and then gets sent to the DBX drive rack PA2, which splits it into high and lows. And then the matrix 2, I labeled it array because I was testing something. We were testing trying to use the line array speakers in the venue. Tried it for I think once, and of course we didn't use it anymore, but the day we tried it out to set a matrix to plug to that, so that's not currently being used. And then matrix 3 is the online, so that gets fed from the auxiliary 8, which is the broadcast mix. I do some compression and some processing at the aux8 where the broadcast mix is, and then I sent that to matrix 3 and do a little bit of bus compression again, just a few touches here and there, and before that gets sent out to the recording device, or when we eventually start live streaming, sent to the live stream. So that's how our buses work. So let me go to the routing. On top here we've got processing and then routing. If I hit the routing here, we've got, for example, the kick. Let me hit it. The kick drum mic, as you can see, the main left is not being sent to the main left right. That's switched off. It's being sent to the drums, bass, and keys at the auxiliary. So it's being sent, of course, to the in-ear monitors. It's being sent to the broadcast mix. It's turned on in the broadcast mix, but the level is down because I send it to the drum bus and drum parallel bus, and from the drum parallel bus and drum bus, it gets sent to the broadcast mix. So if I go, say, to a vocal microphone, for example, swipe all the way to the left, and let's say I go to the lead vocal. So lead is not sent to the main left and right mix, which is fine because it's being sent to the vocal bus first, and from the vocal bus, obviously, it gets sent to the main left and right mix. If I go up and go to our mixes and select our drum bus gets sent to the main left and right mix here, and drum parallel as well gets sent to the main left and right mix. So that's how basically the routing works. Go back to processing. Just a few processing I've set for my inputs. My kick, for example, if I select this, come down, yes, I haven't selected the kick. Yeah, here we go. a preamp, yeah, the first signal chain basically, and how it works in the mixing console. The first one is a preamp, which I've said. Now the kick drum microphone is a Shure Beta 91A, which is a condenser microphone. So we've got 48-volt phantom power enabled here. High pass filter basically is turned on for the kick drum, which usually people don't do, but I turned it on and I put it at 29 hertz. I just want to like protect my subwoofers. Anything less than 30 hertz, it probably can take them out, but you don't have to put a high pass filter anyway for the kick drum. Then I've got a gate here for the kick drum. We don't have triggers on the kick drum, so the gate is self keyed. No side chain, any trigger or anything. I've got a depth of 30 dB. You can make it completely gated, and then the threshold, basically a fast attack for my gates. Obviously, as soon as you hear the kick drum, the gate should open, and as soon as you stop hitting it, it should close very quickly. I've not inserted anything here. Parametric EQ, yeah, basic EQ I've got for my kick drum. The Beta 91A in this situation picks quite a good amount of the sound of the beater hitting the high frequency sound of the beater hitting the kick drum head, so I don't really need more high frequencies here, but I had to put a bunch of low frequency to balance that out, and that's one microphone gives a good kick drum sound. And then a basic compressor, I've got a ratio of 4:1, gain of 6 dB. I did compress a little more, at least 6 dB of compression or thereabouts, and then I'm able to get increase my makeup gain by 6 dB, so I get a full round kick drum sound. And snare top, I'm not probably going to go through all of my settings basically. And vocal, preamp, all of these are dynamic microphones, no condensers, so there's no 48 volts. This is the microphone. High pass filter for my vocal set at 125 hertz. I think that's all right. I don't have a gate set here for my vocal microphones. My parametric EQ is quite subtle, nothing serious. I've got a slight compressor here, 2 to 5 to 1, and then I also have bus compression on my vocals as well. And yeah, that's basically how this mixing console is set up.